thank you so much for coming into the show today.
No thanks needed. I'm happy to be here, Terry.
Wonderful, wonderful. And so, I find it interesting that you're on a marijuana show. My question to you do aliens partake in the herb?
Oh, across the universe there are many various types of cannabis, and of course, as in any society, people will get a hold of it and partake. So the answer is yes.
Wonderful. And so you have the different strains like sativas and I mean do you have like a certain favorite type that you like to smoke?
Well, I actually I personally do not partake.
Uh-huh.
I have been thinking about trying it, I actually got a picture of some. Would you like to see it?
I would love to see it.
All right, can you see it?
Oh, wow.
That is known as cannabis carnivorous. And he's actually a friend of mine. So, however, he's very willing to share. If you ever want to pull off some of his leaves and smoke it, he's typically very good about it.
Oh, wonderful. So, I mean, your cannabis actually has it's more like a life form.
Even on Earth, it's a life form. As you know, it's a plant, and plants, it's well known, at least in my period, that plants can communicate with each other. This is a slightly more evolved form of cannabis. There are many types of cannabis, actually. There's also cannabis growth, which have destroyed planets because
wow.
they grow at the rate of 50 feet per day. There's just aren't enough people to smoke it in time.
Wow. So, I mean, so what do you do with all that extra marijuana? Hey, why don't you bring some of it down here? We wouldn't have to go to Mexico for it.
Well, that's the reason you have abductions on your planet. We collect people, bring them back to smoke it, help save the planet.
Wow. I would love to be abducted. You think can I bring some friends too? I mean, just as long as, we can go back.
Well, you'd have to get used to the various types of cannabis. Sometimes they have different effects. For example, tell me some of the effects of your cannabis.
Well, some people, they say they get the munchies. Some people, it relieves pain. There's like euphoria. Some of the side effects might be that you might get dry mouth. You might giggle a lot. And then for some people, that actually brings in a certain amount of creativity into them. They become more creative. They create great music. They might find spiritual enlightenment. They do it to meditate. There's some people that have practiced that using cannabis in their religion. Some of that, yeah.
That sounds just like our cannabis too, actually.
Oh.
Perhaps it's more similar than I thought.
Oh. Well, I mean, and so now there's a theory that that marijuana actually was brought to Earth as an extraterrestrial plant. Can I ask, do you know anything about that, or is that true or not?
Well, the truth of the matter is, if it did come, it would have come many millions, perhaps billions of years before other species arrived on Earth. I believe that different types of cannabis are indigenous to various worlds. But we could check the cell structure and see if the DNA traces back to other planets. Of course, I don't know if anyone's checked the deoxyribonucleic acid within a cell structure of that, but we could always check the building blocks,
Wow. So I have now is marijuana illegal on any on any of your planets, or any planets that you know of out there, or are you guys just a little bit more evolved and it's just completely totally socially acceptable and used correctly?
Well, the universe is not a free place yet. There are wars and battles going on constantly. Ideologies are shared. It's actually very much like Earth. But yes, in answer to your question, there are various worlds out there who have legalized cannabis.
That is great. So now, now here's something here in America. Well, America, I don't know, I only know America right now, but here on our planet, a lot of people say that smoking marijuana can make you horny, or make you want to, or it makes sex better. Does that happen with you guys?
Well, I would think that marijuana could make sex better. It's, I mean, if you're rolling around in a field of marijuana with someone, that could definitely be fun. As for the, psychogenic effects of marijuana on two individuals who are making love, as you know, it's all based on psychology where humans are concerned. Of course, I'm new to human psychology, But in the other parts of the universe, yes, marijuana can have a very, very toxic effect on your sex life.
Oh, so now you say you're new to human psychology. Is that why you're here? Are you here to study what humans are like?
Absolutely. I actually do a little time travel. And during my travels, I've been able to see humans from their primordial sexual infancy all the way up to today. Of course, I have a lot more research to do. I got an ad up on Match.com.
So do you have any takers? I mean, are there people out there that, because Match.com, I heard that Match.com, they're a little picky about the profiles that people have on it. I had a friend of mine who applied for Match.com and they rejected him and he went to hornymatch.com.
Oh,
So yeah.
is your friend ugly? What a loser. How come he got rejected? Let me guess, he put up a picture of cannabis instead himself.
No, but he is a cannabis smoker. Uh,
Did he list that in his, well, look, as far as how I'm doing on it, no, I have not had any takers yet.
So, I mean, like, now, are you looking for another human to experience, or are there other people like you out there that are kind of hidden? We can't see them, but you might say, "Hey, I'm looking for my own kind."
Well, to be honest with you, I have a little bit of a human fetish, but if my mother knew I was here doing that, she'd be fairly upset with me.
Oh, really? That's interesting. That I've never heard of anything us being referred to being a human fetish. Now, can you describe a little bit? I mean, is there a whole group of people that are into the human fetish thing?
Oh, well, whatever floats your boat, as they say. Yes, the truth of the matter is, when I say fetish, I just mean I find humans fascinating in every way. And that includes physical closeness as well. However, I have no takers, but I'm here to learn.
Whew, I think I'm getting kind of like I might actually take. You know what? I could maybe. You think maybe you might want to go out with me sometime?
Am I stimulating you?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say, well, I guess so, yeah. I mean, I'm open to exploring an alien relationship.
I think we'd do fine together, but if I put you in my vehicle, I don't want to get arrested for having pot in there. Is that understood?
I mean, I, I would not bring my pot in your vehicle. That is true. Yeah, and as a matter of fact, I don't even drive with weed in my vehicle. Actually, believe it or not, I'm pretty straight about that.
I don't
Um,
believe you.
you don't believe me? Okay.
No.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. You're such an advocate for marijuana. I would think that the first thing you do is throw a challenge in the face of the governmental forces who are trying to restrain you.
Yeah, but but I'm already doing that, and because I'm doing that, they might come after me more, and so I'm thinking, well, if I don't have it on me, I'll be like, no, I'm just talking about it. So there's nothing. No, I mean, I purchase it. I mean, like, well, I don't purchase it. I mean, well, I do purchase it. I guess I don't know if the term purchase is really the correct thing to say, because when you go into a dispensary, they say you donate or you donate to the collective that actually really grows your marijuana if you live in a state that has medical marijuana. So I donate when I make my donation, and I have to transport it from in my vehicle from the location that I got it from to like where I go home at, then legally I'm protected as long as I have like either a state health issued card or if I have my recommendation on me. Now, if I don't have those things, I could get into trouble. But really, in most states, they're not so much concerned about persecuting a person for having marijuana on them, even if they have it illegally. It's such like now, like the state of California, it's a misdemeanor. So there's all these different kinds of like our states are pretty lax about marijuana, and yet they seem to be really, combating people who want to actually have dispensaries.
So am I to
Consistently.
understand then that it is legal in California, and that's the state you're in?
Well, I am I am a California/Oregon person, and so I go from both states now. But it's illegal in California medicinally, and it's also legal in Oregon medicinally. So I only moved to the states that have it legal, and we also are in the state of Oregon. It is on the ballot right now to have it voted for recreational use. But
So
you know what?
the problem is that the federal government will clamp down on it with their regulations, even if the state legalizes it?
That's right. We do. Our federal government is basically not recognizing our state laws, and it has to do with the 10th Amendment, with transporting marijuana from state to state. State is basically their excuse. But of course, there's a lot. In my opinion, if you do some research, there's a lot more reasons why the federal government is stepping in my opinion. And being tipping off into that subject matter, some of it has to do with certain families that like say the J.P. Morgans and the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds and DuPont, all these people who actually are the head of our Federal Reserve here, as well as the head of the bankers like Chase Manhattan and Bank of America, all that kind of stuff. Those people are very much participants in making marijuana illegal, and also it comes up to the subject matter of our government, which I want to ask you about, and we're going to show a video clip right quick here about what your opinion might be. Louis C.K. is a really well-known comedian, and he was on a radio show, I believe Opie and Andy, or I should know this better than that, but they actually had Donald Rumsfeld on the show, where he asked Donald Rumsfeld if he was a reptilian lizard, and I want to get your thoughts on that particular matter too, as well, since you're here and since you are intergalactic. Maybe you might have an opinion on that as well. So we're going to take a quick little break and show the video clip with Louis C.K. Giving Donald Rumsfeld a hard time and asking if he was a lizard or not. We'll be right back.
We got to go right to the phone.
Oh, my God. Turn that music down.
And welcome Donald Rumsfeld to the Opie and Anthony Show.
Sir?
Yes, indeed. How are you?
Very good. Welcome to the show, Mr. Rumsfeld.
Have you ever been interviewed where you got upset with how it went and then actually did anything to exact revenge on the person?
Never.
Why would he do that, Louis?
I don't know.
That's Louis C.K.
Because, if you're a man of power, it's got to be an interesting thought at least.
No, got to expect people to come at you because in our wonderful country, everyone can have their own opinion. They can have intense opinions.
It's interesting, though, because there are people who think, here's a guy who met Eisenhower as a congressman and, worked for Ford and Nixon and Reagan and both Bushes. And there's still those people out there that think, Rumsfeld and Dick Cheney are actually lizards who, literally, there's people that think they're lizards from outer space.
Yeah, that's true.
Who eat human flesh. I don't know if anybody's ever asked you directly, sir, but are you a lizard?
I don't think
Are
he's a
you
lizard.
actually? Can you just please give that a straight answer? Let him answer. Are you a lizard?
Here's the short answer.
Yeah.
I'm in New York City. I walk down the street. People walk up, shake hands, stop me. They want an autograph.
He's a lizard.
Want to get a photograph with me. Go to eat last night at dinner, and Joyce and I were sitting there in the little Italian restaurant. and a man came up and said he'd like to buy my dinner, and I
Yeah.
You didn't answer the question.
He's
That was-
not going
I
to
think you're
dignify.
hanging around with the wrong people.
He's not going to dignify an answer to, are you a lizard,
He
Louis?
deflected.
Why not?
He
Because
deflected.
he's
No.
not a lizard.
What is this story about getting somebody paid for your dinner? I would pay for a lizard's dinner.
I
if
think I understood the fact that there are people out there that appreciate what he's done as
totally.
a leader. And
there's plenty of evidence that this guy is a well-decorated and
Yes.
appreciated American,
A
and he has
patriot.
more credibility than almost anybody.
Exactly.
But I just want to know if he's a lizard.
He's not a lizard. Stop it.
All right, so we're back with the alien comedian here on Hollywood Hemptress Hour, and so what do you think about the reptilian race and the fact that they may be running the world? Is that true or not?
Well, reptilians they're not the smartest species in the world. So whether or not they could actually run the world or somehow hide within human bodies, I'm not sure it's completely, well, let's just say that sooner or later, one of them would walk out in front of a car and probably end up in the hospital, and some doctor would go, hey, this man is not human. So, especially for the stone.
Looking at Bush, though, I don't know if he was the brightest bulb in the world, right? And so
He couldn't possibly have been alien. He had to be one of yours.
Great. So that's very funny. So now you are all about, like, what do you think about this presidential election that's happening right now? From your alien point of view.
Well, I'll tell you what I believe is happening, although I have yet to be able to prove it. It has happened in planets all across the universe where aliens come and they inject themselves into your society. They tend to be very intelligent, so they make their way to positions of power until they control both sides or even the third party. And then they find ways to divide humans using ideologies. I think that's what may be happening here. I think that you are infiltrated. I think that the aliens have figured out your weaknesses. One's of religious ideology, others of, well, shall we say, the more liberal mind, and they get together and they tear you apart in such a manner rather as being united. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening here, but it is suspicious that a country so united and so powerful is so divided.
Yes, well, and I agree with you actually. But but they're saying that those aliens that are doing that are actually reptilian. So I mean, but they're not. They're something else, or they're saying that they're hybrid people doing that. So I'm going back to the reptilian thing, but I have also heard that theory, so it's really good to hear an alien actually back that up. So now, why are you here in specifically in the United States? Are you going into show business yourself?
You know, I figure that the best way to gain the ear of the people and the most powerful country in the world is to engage in show business. Stand-up comedy is the place of ideas and free speech, the freest speech anywhere, because you can speak your mind and be as politically correct or incorrect as you want. You should be able to get away with it if you're doing it well.
Yes.
Yes, my purpose for being here is to engage in that, to engage in all kinds of thought. Some might say I'm a bit of a satirist, but well, you'll have to watch and make your own decisions.
Yes. And so, like, are you now? I heard that you're actually coming, because here's the thing, the listeners out there. With the show and everything like that, we are launching a website called the Atomic Comedy Network. And Hollywood Hemptress Hour has been the first show on the network, but the second show on the network coming up is going to, one of the second shows is going to be your show. You're going to have a show on this network. And so we're, congratulations. That's very exciting. And so now, can you give our viewers a little bit of taste of what your show is going to be about?
Well, as a superior species, at least for the time being, until humans evolve, I feel that I can do more to help humanity by giving you alien solutions. And that just happens to be what I'm good at. So people will call in or contact me here live via the Atomic Comedy Network, and we will discuss their problems, and I will hand down solutions that are perhaps outside of the realm of human thought.
Huh. And so what kind of issues do you expect or feel that your college will probably call in and discuss with you?
Well, I would like to engage in the callers with relationships. I know that relationships are very difficult in intercommunication between humans, particularly with all the racial tension you have today on this world. I would like to talk politics. I'd like to talk basically any problem that an individual has. I can be of service to you humans. Trust me. Trust me.
So, I do want to trust you actually. So, like, what do you feel about gay marriage? Is that allowed on your planet?
Well, I really laugh at the notion that anyone finds gay marriage offensive or homosexuality in any way. It occurs on every planet, in every part of the universe, in every society, except mine. Not on mine. No, I've never seen it there. I'm sorry. But if it does exist, well, we'll fish them out eventually.
So, like you in Iran, because apparently the president of Iran says they don't have gay people there either. Is that? So
Do you think I might be in a little denial? Is that what you're saying, Terry? Look, let me tell you something. I cannot even get into a sweater vest. All right?
Right, right.
Now, as far as homosexuality goes, you know, I really do laugh at the notion that people find it offensive because there are different species of all kinds out there. Some are even androgynous. So what do you do about the species that are not male or female? Or what do you do about species who engage in three-way sex in order to procreate? Sometimes it's a male, a female, and a progenitor, which is neutral, but is necessary to procreate. Does that mean you don't let them have their rights as well? What's going to happen?
Be a progenitor.
Hey, I'm sure you would. We'll get around to that. Yeah. Here, you can. I got one of these primitive technologies. You can text me anything you like, Terry.
So one of the big things here that people, a big hoopla, and one of the issues that we're very concerned about here in the United States, and it's kind of become a political platform about female or women's reproductive rights. Do you have an alien viewpoint on that?
I do indeed, and I again must laugh at the idea that human males are telling females what to do with their bodies, that they are dictating or attempting to dictate from the pulpit of their own ideologies. Rather than listening to the science, who has already determined that an abortion up to 3 months is acceptable, and you know, well, here's what I think about it. Human life, it's important to protect it. Physiologically, sperm cells are also human life. They carry human DNA, and they are indeed from humans. Therefore, and they're alive, so that's human life. So that means every time human males masturbate and blow off a few, run semen on the carpet or wherever, you're killing millions and millions of little human lives. Mm-hmm. So it should be equal. If women cannot have abortions because that's considered human life, then men may not masturbate anymore. There should be an equal law. They should not be allowed to destroy human life in any capacity. And that also means, because human does not exist well in the human mouth, no more blowjobs. Blowjobs are gone. There should be equal legislation. If women cannot terminate a life as they see it, then men can no longer terminate all those little human lives as well.
Well, I think that will make the Republicans change their mind, don't you? I mean, if they can't get any blowjobs, what is a politician to do?
Well, Clinton showed us that they're happening for sure.
For sure. So now you have a few pictures from your planet that you want to share with us, so that I feel like as humans, it's really important for us to get used to look of other alien people and species that we're not. Because if we can't deal with races, how are we? And having somebody like have different skin color, we need to get used to looking at people from different planets. Do you have can we see some of those photos today?
You are indeed a very, very heterogeneous species, aren't you? Here is a friend of mine from the planet Natura 4. He's a good man. You can tell his eyes are a little glazed over. He does partake in the weed as well. Well, this is one of yours, actually. I believe you call him E.T. the extraterrestrial. And as you can see, although, well, I don't know.
Wait, is he giving the finger? Or oh, wow, there's a joint.
Yes, I decided to include one of those. It's actually not a joint. It's an alien species who can shapeshift. Then there's our little friend again. And then this is the greatest bong ever created. It's a spacesuit. And that's how it works. You just blow the smoke inside, and then you just keep inhaling.
Great. That's a great vaporizer. I think it would be good on the lungs, you know?
Clever, if I do say so. Humans,
It is. Gosh, we want to thank you so much for... Oh, one last question. Do you have reality television on your planet? Because I'm not a fan.
Oh, well, reality television almost dumbed down our society, so we got rid of it altogether.
Oh, wonderful.
And I'd like to congratulate you humans on one step in evolution by taking Jersey Shore off the air. Congratulations. But no sooner did you take a step forward in your development than I see Honey Boo Boo on TV. Sad humans, really, really sad.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I think that reality television smacks of Darwinism, and it's training us bad stuff. Well, I really want to thank you so much for coming onto the show. And I'm looking forward to seeing your show on the Atomic Comedy Network, and hopefully you'll allow me to be a guest on your show sometime. I would love that.
Of course. I want to start off answering your problems, Tere.
Oh, I do have some, and when I come on your show, I'll make sure that I share them with you.